Hey guys, and welcome back to Battlefront updates and some interesting Star Wars gaming news, as we've got both some actual news and some rumors to discuss in regards to future Star Wars games, as both some job listings have revealed new Star Wars action games or game being in the works, as well as rumors about Force Unleashed 3 being in the works, so let's dive straight into it. Before we get into the new Star Wars gaming news, I just wanted to briefly mention some stuff about Star Wars Squadrons, as EA posted yesterday saying that next week patch 2.0 will be arriving, where they will be providing all players the option to reset their rank, because some people are still stuck at rank 0 due to a bug, and instead of force resetting everyone, they're gonna give you the option to reset the rank, meaning that those of you who have already built up a proper rank, you can keep that rank without having to worry about building it up from scratch again. So I think that's probably the best option, and in case someone has gotten a really bad start and wants to reset their rank anyways, well, who cares? I think it's probably for the best, where you still let the players who have played like hundreds of hours already keep their ranks, and then let everyone who wants to start fresh from rank 0. They've also fixed the locked frame rate issue on PC, and the bug preventing players from completing Mission 9 in Update 1.3 that deployed alongside the Mandalorian content. And as a thank you for our understanding, they will be giving all players 1200 glory, and that glory will come in with the 2.0 update next week, and once we know more about that update, I will of course let you know. But as of right now, it seems like it's mostly focused on the rank reset option that is, well, probably the biggest issue with the game right now. But now let's get into the actual Star Wars gaming news, or the Star Wars action gaming news, because a job listing recently surfaced on Motive saying well, that they're basically looking for new software engineers for Motive Studios in Montreal. And Motive, as you probably know, worked both on the Battlefront 2 campaign and most recently made Star Wars Squadrons. And the actual job listing said the following: the team is starting immediately on an upcoming Star Wars action game and will also be building original IP. Something I just want to quickly note here is that I can't actually find this quote in the job listing that everyone is linking to, so I'm assuming that EA simply removed it because they didn't want to reveal something like that through the job listing. But there's at least like 10 or 15 articles using this quote, so I'm gonna guess it's a legit quote. Unless just one of them started with it, everyone else copied and thought it was legit. But I just wanted to put it out there in case it turns out to not be true. But again, there's like 15 gaming news websites who use this specific quote, so I'm pretty certain it is legit. But what kind of game is this then? So there's a couple of options here. Again, the one thing they are saying is that the team is starting immediately on an upcoming Star Wars action game and will also be building original IP. So what I take from this is that it kind of sounds like there's already an upcoming Star Wars action game in the works that Motive will start helping out with now, probably after Squadrons, but that they will be building original IP from scratch. So I could be misinterpreting that, but to me it sounds like they're hopping onto an already existing project as opposed to starting on a new Star Wars action game now, which could be good news, as that probably means it's a little bit into development already. So what are the options for what this could be? I still think there's a chance that this is the Fallen Order 2 that is rumored. I mean, they've already said that Fallen Order 1 was just the start of the franchise. There's been multiple insider sources saying that they're working on a Fallen Order sequel, but keep in mind that that is Respawn Entertainment who made that game, so this is not something Motive Studios have currently worked on. And as far as I know, Motive Studios have also not worked in the Unreal Engine before. But that being said, I don't think it's impossible that the team is simply hopping on to help Respawn Entertainment, because as you probably know, Respawn spent a lot of years working on Fallen Order, so they probably want to get the sequel out faster than the first game, especially considering the Star Wars license is coming to an end unless they extend it in 2023. So it wouldn't surprise me if part of Motive Studios are gonna actually start working on the Fallen Order sequel, considering that they will also be building original IP. And as far as I know, Motive Studios aren't huge, considering that they worked on just the campaign for Battlefront 2 and then a smaller game, Squadrons. So I'm not entirely sure if they could be working on a completely original IP game and Star Wars action game at the same time. That could be the case though, So again, this is my speculating, and I also want to bring in the next rumor here, which also ties into this, which is a rumor saying that Star Wars Force Unleashed 3 is in development. And this claim comes from insider Daniel Richtman, who has predicted a lot of things with Disney and does have a lot of insider information, and he revealed this to his Patreon backers that Disney and EA are working on Star Wars Force Unleashed 3. I think this is highly unlikely for many reasons, because first of all, well, I don't just think they would make Force Unleashed 1 and 2 canon, and it's pretty clear that the games they are releasing now, they want them to tie into the canon universe. You can't just have someone pulling down a Star Destroyer from the sky and having multiple endings and things like that. And with already Fallen Order being a very similar game in terms of its, well, type of game, I don't think a Force Unleashed 3 is in the works. I'm not sure where he got this rumor from, and he doesn't seem like the kind of person who would just make something up from scratch. Maybe someone he thought he could trust told him or something like that. But considering that Motive are saying that they're working on a new Star Wars action game and this rumor with Force Unleashed 3, I thought I'd bring it up, because it's like a 1% chance that Motive could actually be working on a new Force Unleashed. It could also be a reboot of the franchise. I mean, Sam Witwer is obviously still very active in Star Wars, voicing both characters in games and obviously Darth Maul in Clone Wars and so on. So I think he would probably be up for making a new Force Unleashed. And I would totally be up for a new Force Unleashed with the same quality as Fallen Order, but maybe, well, with a bit toned down Force powers. Same kind of gameplay and similar story, but having it actually be canon and so on. Again, I don't think a Force Unleashed game is in the works, but I'm gonna take any rumor that is from a fairly reliable source and at least bring it up and discuss with you guys. So it probably won't happen, but you never know. And I guess all these news in regards to Motive's action game also means, again, that Star Wars Squadrons is not gonna get a lot of post-launch support. It's probably gonna be this patch next week and then maybe a few other fixes and balancing, but other than that, I don't really expect us getting anything more for this game, and unfortunately you can already see how fast the interest for the game is dying down, and it's only been like a month since launch, almost less. So yeah, that is a little bit disappointing, to be honest, but EA might already have predicted that, and that's why they decided to not make it into a live service game. I know a lot of you are gonna ask, is it Battlefront 3? Honestly, the chances of it being Battlefront 3 is probably as high as it being Star Wars Force Unleashed 3. I mean, yes, we do know Motive was working on Battlefront 2, but I don't think they would be capable of creating a Battlefront 3 unless DICE have also started working on this but just keeping it under wraps, which I also find to be strange considering it was fairly recently that basically Dennis and the team said they were done with Star Wars. Who knows? Things can change, and they might just not have announced anything. Maybe they already extended the license. It's impossible to know, and now I feel like I'm kind of rambling on a little bit. But I wanted to bring up all the options basically, and you can make your judgment for yourselves. I just think it's good to hear that something is in the works, because officially we don't know about any Star Wars games being in the works, but we just know about Fallen Order 2 through, I guess, leaks/rumors, and this action game that is or isn't also the Fallen Order sequel. But that brings this video to an end. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, may the Force be with you.